Welcome to the Read Aloud Classroom, where we're making picture books work for you even with a packed schedule. Hi, I'm Sara, an educator who believes in the power of read alouds to transform your teaching without adding to your already full plate. Today is the first Thursday of June, and you know what that means. It's time for our monthly roundup of new picture book releases that I'm super excited to share with you. If you're new here, on the first Thursday of every month, I highlight some of the most promising new picture books hitting the shelves. These are books I think would make fantastic additions to your classroom library or read aloud collection. I love these episodes because honestly, is there anything more exciting than a fresh new picture book? I don't think so. So grab your wish list or your library hold list because you're definitely going to want to add some of these titles. Let's dive in. First up, we have The Bear and the Hare and the Fair by M. Linus. If you're familiar with her previous books like The Cat and the Rat and the Hat or The Goat and the Stoat and the Boat, these are tongue twisters, you know we're in for a treat with her signature rhyming style. This one follows Hare and Bear as they head to the fair, but surprise, surprise, they're not exactly having the time of their lives. Some rides are too swirly and twirly for one friend, while others are too bumpy and thumpy for the other. The whole story revolves around these two friends trying to find a ride they both enjoy. I love this one because it's not just hilarious, it's a perfect springboard for talking about friendship and compromise with your students. We all have that experience of wanting different things in our friends, right? So, this would be such a great book to read at the beginning of the year when you're establishing classroom community, talking about working together. Next on my list is As the World Goes by Johnny Lambert. This one really resonated with me because, let's be honest, we're all moving at 100 miles per hour these days, and our students are too. The story follows Buttons the dog, who spots this beautiful blue butterfly, and he's so excited about it that he wants to share it with everyone. But here's the thing, nobody notices because they're all too busy with their own things. The street is bustling, the cafe is noisy, and no one is taking the time to appreciate this little wonder of nature. I immediately thought this would be a perfect mindfulness read aloud. It's all about finding stillness in our busy world and appreciating those small moments of beauty that we might otherwise miss. If you're working on mindfulness practices with your students or just noticing that your class needs a reminder to slow down, this book is going to be perfect. It's recommended for ages 3 to 7, but honestly, even us adults could use this reminder sometimes. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about this next one. The Day the Crayons Made Friends by Drew DeWalt is the newest addition to the beloved Crayon series. If you've read The Day the Crayons Quit or The Day the Crayons Came Home with your class, you know these books are absolute student favorites. In this new adventure, Duncan's crayons have disappeared again. But this time, they've ventured out into his room to make friends with other toys. Red Crayon is living his best life driving a toy fire truck. Blue Crayon meets a fashion doll who needs a head, which sounds both hilarious and slightly creepy in the best possible way. And fan favorite Esteban is off to tame a teddy bear, or as he calls it, a wild beast. I already know this is going to be one of those books where your students are going to be belly laughing and asking you to read it again and again. It would pair so well with lessons on friendship, imagination, or even a writing prompt where students imagine what their own toys or school supplies might do when they're not looking. Next, we have First Day Around the World by Ibi Zoboi. I'm always on the lookout for books that expand our students' worldview, and this one does it beautifully. This book explores what the first day of school looks like for children in countries around the world. Some kids in Nigeria start their day with warm akara for breakfast, while others in Poland unwrap lunches of kluski. In China, students practice writing characters in special notebooks, and in Argentina, they learn each other's names through singing memory games. I'm already thinking this would be perfect for back to school in August or September. It's a wonderful way to show students that even though a first day experience might look different across cultures, there's this universal excitement and nervousness that connects children everywhere. This would be such a rich text for making connections and comparisons, and it offers so many natural geography and cultural learning opportunities as well. Up next is Island Storm by Brian Flocka. And wow, what a powerhouse combination of talent with illustrations by Sydney Smith. Brian Flocka is a Caldecott medalist, and Sydney Smith just won the Hans Christian Andersen Award, which is basically the Olympics gold medal of children's book illustration. This book follows two siblings as they experience the approach, peak, and aftermath of a powerful thunderstorm on an island. The text is described as eloquent and rhythmic, and from the description, it sounds like a multi-sensory experience that captures the thrill and awe of witnessing a major weather event. So, this book would be fantastic for a weather unit or a lesson on descriptive language. And for those students who might be afraid of storms, this could be a gentle way to explore those feelings in a safe context. You know, those books that make you feel like you're right there experiencing the elements? This is one of those. Next, we have Maryanne the Maker by Kelly Corrigan and her daughter Claire Corrigan Lichty. I always get excited about books that celebrate creativity and thinking outside the box. Maryanne is a kid whose life is highly scheduled. She's got structure, soccer practice, the works. But here's the thing, she's also a maker who craves time to create, invent, and bring her imaginative ideas to life. The book follows her as she tries to find a way to skip practice so she can work on her masterpiece, but then has to deal with whether her dad will understand her creative drive. Written in rhyme and featuring collage style illustrations with hidden details to discover, this sounds like it would be perfect for encouraging that creative spark in your students. I'm always looking for books that validate different types of intelligence and passion, especially for those kids who might feel constrained by rigid schedules and expectations. This next one has me really excited. We Carry the Sun by Tay Keller, who won the Newbery Medal for her middle grade novel, When You Trap a Tiger. This is actually her debut picture book. It's a nonfiction exploration of humanity's relationship with the sun throughout history, from ancient villages designed to maximize sunlight to modern solar panels. The book traces how we've harnessed solar power across different eras and cultures. It is both a lyrical and informative book, which is exactly what I'm looking for in nonfiction picture books. It also includes a call to action for young readers to imagine a cleaner, more sustainable future. If you're doing any units on energy, sustainability, or earth science, this book sounds like it would be a perfect addition. And the illustrations by Rachel Wada are described as radiant and eye catching, which seems very fitting for a book about the sun. Oh, this next one is going to make a lot of students very happy. It made me very happy. The Wild Robot on the Island by Peter Brown is a picture book adaptation of his wildly popular middle grade novel, The Wild Robot. If you're not familiar with the original story, it follows Roz, a robot who wasn't designed for wilderness living, but gets shipwrecked on an island and has to adapt to natural surroundings. As she learns from the animals and adjusts to her new environment, the island gradually becomes her home. What makes this picture book version special is that it features Peter Brown's stunning artwork in full color. I'm thinking this could be a perfect bridge for younger students who aren't quite ready for the novel yet, or as a beautiful companion for classes who've already read the longer version. The themes of adaptation, finding your place, and connecting with nature make it versatile for so many different classroom discussions. Our next book is Your Crown Shines for Ketanji Brown Jackson and You by Jessica Care Moore, with illustrations by Dare Coulter. This sounds like an incredibly inspiring addition to any classroom library. The book is described as a poetic picture book inspired by Justice Brown Jackson's historic appointment to the Supreme Court. It follows a young girl who dreams of changing the world despite obstacles that are placed in her way. I love that it's both a celebration of Justice Jackson's journey and an inspiration for future generations. It's a love letter to Black woman pioneers of the past and to the next little girl who will one day be crowned. Books that connect historical achievements to students' own potential are so valuable in the classroom. This would be wonderful for Women's History Month, Black History Month, or anytime you want to inspire conversations about dreams, perseverance, and breaking barriers. And finally, we have In the Wild by the acclaimed authors Zadie Smith and Nick Laird. This is a return of their character Maud, the judo suit wearing guinea pig, who proudly marches to the beat of her own drum. In this new adventure, both Maud and her owner Kit are venturing into the great outdoors, although they're both a bit nervous about what they'll find. But using bravery and what are called their signature moves, they'll explore new worlds and make new friends. This book is a warm and endearing story celebrating the quiet power of being yourself, which honestly sounds like something we all need more of in our classroom. I'm always on the lookout for books that help students embrace their uniqueness and find courage to try new things, so this one is definitely going on the list. And there you have it, 10 amazing new picture books hitting the shelves this June, from rhyming tales about friendship and compromise to stories that take us around the world and even into space. There's something here for every classroom and every teaching need. I'd love to know which of these books you're most excited about. Drop me a comment on Instagram at The Colorful Apple, or send me a message to let me know which ones you plan to add to your collection. If you found value in today's episode, I'd be so grateful if you'd subscribe and leave a positive 5-star review. This helps spread the word to other teachers just like you who are looking to make picture books work in their busy classrooms. Come connect with me on Instagram at The Colorful Apple and find all the links and resources mentioned today at thecolorfulapple.com. I can't wait to see you next week on the Read Aloud Classroom.